What's going on YouTube? Claytham's back with another sculpture. Today we'll be sculpting the Revenant from Apex Legends. The Revenant, also known as the Synthetic Nightmare. Revenant used to be human. He used to be the greatest hitman the mercenary syndicate ever had. He used to look in the mirror and see his human face looking back. But time changes everything, and when his programming finally failed, he saw what he had become at the hands of the mercenary syndicate and Hammond Robotics, a walking nightmare of steel and vestigial flesh. His masters resurrected him as a simulacrum, snatching him from death's embrace again and again, and programming him to forget. I like what the name symbolizes too. It says in folklore, a revenant is an animated corpse that is believed to have revived from death to haunt the living, which is pretty much what he does. Right about here you'll notice that his feet broke off. That's one of the consequences of using a heat gun. Since it doesn't thoroughly bake the clay, it leaves it brittle. I just end up super gluing the feet back on. Don't really worry too much about them right now. I use Super Sculpey Original in this particular sculpture. Usually I use medium blend, sometimes even firm blend. Looking back, I probably should have used firm blend. He's got a lot of sharp and straight angles, and it would have made it cleaner cuts if I would have used firm. Right about here you see me take off the clay arms. The reason for that is I worked really hard on those details in the core, and I want to bake it so the same thing that happened to the feet doesn't happen to the core. Always bake as much times as you need to. There's really no limit as long as you don't overheat the oven. I find that baking it 4 or 5 times during a sculpt is what I find myself doing. The hands. The hands have always been my greatest challenge. That and the face, honestly. This time around I'm pretty happy with the results, but I am working on improving that skill. I wasn't too sure about the skull, but right about here I start liking how it's looking. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out in the end. You know, I find myself running out of things to say in these videos. If any of you have any suggestions about topics we can talk about or I can discuss, please mention them in the comments, and I'll be sure to bring up the topics. By the way, stick around till the end for a small little hint on who I'm sculpting next. So I decided to move from paintbrush to airbrush. So from now on I'll be airbrushing all my sculptures. This one didn't come out that great, honestly, but I am working on my skills, and I promise you my next one will be a lot better. I use silly putty to cover my work so that I can airbrush the details. I still have a lot of work to do on learning how to use it properly. I missed recording a lot of the painting, which honestly wasn't a whole lot to see. Like I said, I'm still learning, so it's gonna cut straight to the pictures now. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, feel free to like, subscribe, share, and comment on any legends you would like to see sculpted.